Good evening. It's Monday, March 4th, 2024 here at precisealgorithmtrading.com. And let's take a look at the markets for today. So these are the results of our automated trading systems. And we're still, well, actually, I think that probably kicked up a little bit on the Dow today, but we'll have to look at it. Our trades for today, yeah, they pulled back and kicked up. So maybe that's progress. Who knows when it's going to kick, but ultimately this thing's going to, well, it's planned to take off. I mean, all the math that made this equity back here is the same as what should progress this thing forward. This is the Russell 2000, and we are on a pullback. Today's trades, just a one right there, one loser. And the NASDAQ, it looks like it's just a little back and forth. Looks like we're trying to get back up and going. Today's trades, there are quite a bit of them. And like I say, a lot of back and forth. So it is what it is, and we are just watching it go. So that's the automated trading. Now let's look at the manual trading systems. So here is the S&P 500 futures contract, and the S&P today went down 6 points, or 0.12%. It's right here. The futures actually starts to show tomorrow's action at 6 o'clock Eastern Standard when the market reopens. So the Dow Jones Industrials here went down 97 points, or 0.25%, and this is what their futures look like. They're in a rising wedge, so at some point this wedge will stop rising, we'll break through it, and create a new, even if it's a short-term downtrend, we'll basically have a downward sloping channel line at some point, and that's kind of what you see over here on the hourly chart. You get into a downward sloping, and then you go into an upward sloping, and if this breaks to the downside, then that is a bear flag after a bearish move. So the back and forth back up, and then we'll see where it lands. So not to say this bull market's over, because I don't think it is, because 40,000 is right there. If we flip it to the DJI, 40,000 is also right there. So I still think we're getting there. It's like a destiny right now for a psychological level for the market to get to. Once we get there, all bets are off. Okay, the Russell 2000 went down. Of course, it wants me to. I don't know why that keeps popping that up. I think it's a software change that they made. Anyway, the Russell went down today 2 points, or 0.10%, and the futures are a little lower, but that doesn't mean anything right now. The Russell did get a sell signal here at the end of the day on the hourly chart. Let's look at the IWM. It didn't quite get it. So that'll probably break something tomorrow, and then we'll have to look at that position intraday, or just make our decisions on protecting our profit really after the closing would be fine as well. So the NASDAQ, it's just on a little pullback right now on the hourly chart. It just looks like it's still powering higher on the daily. The NASDAQ today went down 67 points. And the transports are really in just a sideways pattern right now. One of these days they'll break one direction or the other. And the path of least resistance, in my opinion, is up. That doesn't mean we can't get down first, but I think we're going to clear all this sideways rectangle that I'm drawing here. I think we're going to resolve to the upside. I know that sounds bullish, and it is, but what's the weekly look like? Yeah, the weekly's bullish as well. It confirms my bias anyway. All right, and then oil today went down by 1.27%. USO did anyway. And this thing's just really cooking right along as far as the futures go. It does have a sell signal intraday today on the hourly chart. And USO looks like this. Same thing. But my target's still up there, and we'll see if we hit it. Gold, GLD. Yeah, gold broke out the other day, and it just continues on. So that's insulting to the people that missed it like me, and I'll just have to watch for a new entry sometime and let this one go by. Man, it was a nice setup, but something didn't make it work for me. It was all this back and forth. Oh well, it is what it is. It's a really interesting thing when you miss a trade and you watch it take off, and it's got all the parameters that you needed, and I just was gun shy there somewhere. And so what? In the meantime, Bitcoin is doing this, or at least our Bitcoin strategy ETF. So I'll take the good with the bad, and that's enough for really the. Let's look at Apple today, just because I heard bad news on it. Yeah, it's still selling off. So and then also something else today that's kind of working out on its own is Intel is breaking out higher, and this is a it's a pretty nice signal on the hour over here, and that we should be hopefully seeing higher prices into the future and possibly even hitting these targets up here at 50 and around 52. Okay, let's go to stockcharts.com. Now I've been putting in bullish and it's not been working, so I'm going to give it a shot. Yeah. So we'll go back here. And I'm going to go $BP, and that'll pull up all the BPs. I hope. Nope, that didn't work either. Let's go to sharp chart. Or point and figure, I mean. And type in bullish and see what happens. Oh, there we go. All right. The industrials broke out higher today. This confirms what I'm thinking in a market on a day when the market was down. This is a really interesting thing. That is a point and figure buy signal, and that is a really lofty one. It's way up here past 80. That's wild. So that's bullish under the hood. The NYA broke up, or I shouldn't say broke up. It's up 1.79%, 1.75%. The transports didn't move today. The Nasdaq down 0.22%. The S&P 500 up 2.29%. The S&P 100 tacked on a new X today. That's why the 3 is green. And went up 1.47%. And then the NASDAQ 100 is minus 2.99%. Same story as we've been watching, and there's underlying strength in the broader markets, and actually some little bit of underlying weakness in the large caps. So, yeah, I still think we're getting up to Dow 40,000, but I could be wrong. So, until next time, guys, have a great night and take care. Good trading and good luck.